I gotta like record this stuff. I gotta talk about it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They're going over all the juicy details here. Okay. So let me start from the beginning. Okay, Edgar. So all the 110s are getting turned into 120s. Um, Now when they're at 100 range stat, their drop off starts at 32 meters. For adaptive and precision hand cannons. Now the range stat has more impact. So 100 range now starts to drop off at 25 instead of 20. For precision hand cannons, the 180s, they increase the magazine size, and it also affects exotics. So malfeasance is probably going to look a little bit more beefy boy. All lightweight hand cannons of the 150 rate of fire are moved to the adaptive subfamily of 140. This includes Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten. The only one exotic hand cannon will retain 150 rate of fire. It's Sunshot.
And everything else,
Sunshot is going to be the only 150 in the game.
bruh.
So you better start getting good with Sunshot, boy, if you want to stick with the 150s.
Dude, about also Dire Promise too. It's like,
Their reasoning is because everybody wants to use the 150 because they're obviously a faster time to kill. So people always ignore the 140s. So now they're just putting it all together, and they think that's going to balance out the use of hand cannons. So let's see. So sniper rifles, they adjusted how the aim assist is affected with the zoom level. Lower zoom scopes have a large reduction in the aim assist cone angle. High assist zoom scopes have a small increase to the aim assist cone angle. So I guess it's like rewarding you for using a longer zoom scope with more aim assist, and now like Omniscient Eye is probably going to have less stickiness. Let's see. Auto rifles. Okay, so auto rifles have been super OP. Well, not super OP, but no, yeah, they've been super OP. Everybody wants to use an auto rifle like Summoner and Non Hunger. So, what they're doing is they're reducing the damage from 15.75 to 14.25, which before they buffed the auto rifles, the prior damage per bullet was 13.75. So they're basically toning it back down to 14. So it's probably going to retain that like 0.8 second time to kill. Maybe like a 0.75. Somewhere around there. So they're toning them down. But I know people are still probably going to use the shit out of them because they're so forgiving. So we'll see how that goes. Scout rifles. They did not want to change anything with the time to kill for scout rifles because they think that if they increase the time to kill, they would become rampant in the Crucible and they'd be OP. So what they did was they made them easier to use. So they just like buffed up the aim assist cone on them. So now I guess it's really easy to hit those headshots now. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, Mida multi-tool. I mean, of course, like Jade Rabbit and Polaris Lance, they're gonna have their like time to shine because they have a faster time to kill. But that Mida multi-tool, man, it's gonna be dangerous. So at maximum, the aim assist cone is now 15% wider. Mida has 100 aim assist, dude. Oof, goodness. Rocket launchers. Rocket launchers have had low reserves, so we're adjusting that. We expect to take another look at rocket launchers in a future season. So they're planning on increasing the reserves by 1 or 2 rockets depending on the inventory stat. And that's about it. That's about it for the rocket launchers. Which, really? They just increased the reserves? Okay. So rocket launchers are still gonna be poo. They're just gonna have more ammo. Awesome. perks.
I'm just kind of pissed about the fucking hand cannons.
I know the hand can. Okay, I'm kind of happy about that because that makes it so you can use more hand cannons. There's so many hand cannons out there now that you can use, and they're all on the same playing field. It's crazy. Outlaw is getting a buff, so instead of the reload stat bonus plus 50, it's now plus 70. So now it's super snappy. For Merciless, they're increasing the inventory stat from 36 to 55, so that's increasing the reserve ammo because that thing needed it because that thing was poo without having more ammo. I was using like 2 fusion rifle reserves and it was just barely giving me a little bit of ammo, like extra like 4 or 5 shots. Like there's no point in that. Now that it has even more, that thing might see more usage, at least for like DPS or something, right? Mountaintop. Mountaintop is going to get a nerf in its splash damage by 33% and increase impact damage from that 33% such that the total damage is 5% lower than before. Okay, so the impact is going to be less and the splash damage is going to be less. They're toning that down. They're also toning down the projectile velocity, so instead of a 1.4, it's down to a 1.2. Instead of it being 40% faster, it's 20% faster. Damn, I didn't think they want to look at it. Fallen Guillotine.
Oh, yeah, that's so good, yeah.
Reduced heavy attack damage by 24% to bring in line with other swords. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Fallen Guillotine. Ooh, I like that. That was good. Fallen Guillotine will continue to be slightly above average, just not the extent that it is now. So, melting bosses like super quick, I guess that's gone. Mida Multi-Tool and Mida Mini-Tool. So I'm guessing they're pushing Mida Mini-Tool into the next season. So yeah, we're gonna have like a Mida Mini-Tool 3.0, I guess. They moved the Mida Synergy trait to the intrinsic, similar to how the Barak sidearm works for Sturm and Drain. And then they added the following perks: Hip Fire Grip and Kill Clip. I don't know if that's Hip Fire Grip and Kill Clip to the Mida and Mida Mini Tool, or if it's just to the Mida Mini Tool. It's probably tool. So the first time I looked at that, I got way too excited. So Mida Mini Tool, Drain, getting that Kill Clip, Hip Fire Grip. Unless they are adding it to Mida Multi-Tool. I guess we'll just see. We'll have to find out because it says note. There's an issue with the masterwork on this weapon that prevents it from being upgraded. This will be fixed in a later update. So I guess they are adding Kill Clip into its intrinsic? Because Outlaw was stupid. Outlaw was just stupid because like it already had an insane reload speed.
Yeah.
Sturm and Drain. They're moved Together Forever trait to the intrinsic, and they added the following perks: Accurize rounds and moving target. So same thing. They have a trouble with it being upgraded with the masterwork, so that'll be fixed later. In this effigy, transmutation spears. They reduce the damage of aerial melee attacks by 25%. So I'm guessing that slam, they just nerfed it. Which I don't know why they would do such a thing, because it's not like people were running around with it and it was rampant. And the Crucible are rampant in PvE. I don't know who would try to use that for DPS. And they significantly reduce the damage of the drain effect on enemy combatants. So they just nerfed the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's so great. It was such a cool gun, but I guess I'm gonna use it even less now. Awesome. Good job, Bungie. Arbalist. no longer strikes shields multiple times, but its efficacy against shielded targets has been increased. Okay, so what I'm seeing is, I guess there was a bug with Arbalist that allowed it to hit multiple times on the shield. So they fixed that and they just made it so it does more damage to a shield. Cool. Jade Rabbit. Armor piercing rounds swap to high caliber rounds. That is interesting. That's going to make it more of like a slammer. This fixes an issue that could prevent the exotic perk from triggering. Some of these changes look pretty hefty, and we're looking forward to seeing your reactions. When first hearing that aggressive hand cannons would be shifted to 120s, I wondered if it would have been enough to push them into the hands of my guardian. I can safely say, after quite a few playtests, I have a bunch of new favorite hand cannons that have been waiting for their time to shine.
This got a good.
Now, let's look at some of the new hotness coming soon to a lighthouse near you. Moving on to trials. Adept. Before we let our friends on the development team go, we have a few more details concerning weapons to share with you. A few months back, we announced the return of Adept Weapons to the Trials experience. Today, we'll be spending some time getting you reacquainted with these tools of destruction, and how we're laying the groundwork for future Adept weaponry. While these weapons are similar in the name of Adepts of Destiny 1, there are some added elements to embrace the weapon systems of Destiny 2. With that, we pass the mic back to the development team to give you a full rundown.
All I can say is, apparently there's not going to be 150s left no more.
I know.
All the 150s in the game, they're going to be taken out. You know what? I'm done. Have fun, guys. I'm not playing this game after this season.
Dude, that's so awesome. I mean, you guys are upset, yeah, but I think that's cool.
You're retarded. I fucking know this. Fuck you.
At least I got a good, what's the hand cannon called from Garden?
Yeah,
Ancient
that
Gospel?
Ancient Gospel is like
That's
an
an
insanely
insane-
good hand cannon.
It's like,
And now it's going to be on meta because apparently 150s aren't going to be. And then it's like, yeah, all that
Sunshot
shit,
might
like,
be meta. Sunshot might be, if you can learn how to use Sunshot. Oh, does that mean Thorn's gonna be brought down?
Well, I'm not playing. Nope.
Wow,
I'll be
they're
booed.
really gonna nerf Thorn like that. It's kind of crazy. Cause
Yep.
I guess
I feel like some people are gonna
it's-
get mad a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. They might get a little bit of whiplash for that hand cannon thing. But I mean, it's
gonna
only
be,
10
all the
rounds.
pros.
It's only 10 round RPM. Like, I don't really see the big deal for that.
You fucking idiot. That's a pretty big deal.
Well, they're
Easy,
toning
good
down
day.
everything else. Scout rifles still have a 1 second time to kill, and they're bringing down auto rifles from a 0.7 to a 0.8.
I'm
Wow.
still playing.
Masterworking an
the
adept
season.
weapon grants additional stats. Plus 10 for the primary stat as usual, for the specific masterwork of the weapon. And then plus 3 for all alternate stats.
Fuck has a motorcycle.
So that means it has a plus 10 to whatever masterwork it is, and then plus 3 for everything else. So I guess that really incentivizes going flawless. Wow.
Wait, what about trials?
Okay, so let's say we get a summoner that has 50 stability and, like, I don't know, let's say 50 stability and 50 reload speed, right? And you get a masterwork for stability. The stability is going to be a masterwork of 60 stability, but your reload, instead of it being 50, is actually going to be 53. So all of the other stats are getting bumped up by 3. Except for impact, of course. I don't think they're stupid enough to do that. But plus 3 for all alternate stats. That makes me want to go and do trials now. Adept Weapons can either use a standard weapon mod or a new Adept Weapon mod earned when going flawless. A unique Adept shader has been made for these weapons. Note, these shaders are not awarded as a consumable when dismantling an Adept weapon. As such, they cannot be applied to other pieces of gear. Dude, from the way they're making it seem, if you go flawless in trials, you're gonna be OP because your guns are gonna be way better than the normal trials guns. Because +3 to all your alternate stats, and then +10 for your masterwork, and then the fact that you can get adept weapon mods. So now these mods come in two varieties: weapon stat boosts, which grants +10 to a particular stat in a similar way to masterwork stats. So for example, you can get an adept range mod for +10 range. Versions of some existing mods granting an improved bonus but with a downside, which is like adept mag. You get +40 to your magazine, but -20 to your handling. So it's kind of like Iron Banner, instead of backup mag, which is +30.
That's taking out only 4 guns that were 150s in the game. You're changing the only good things that are like actually balanced in the game.
It's not really balanced if people only use those hand cannons instead of 140s. Would you use a 140 unless it was mandatory?
I think 140s.
Exactly my point.
Yes, my point. They shouldn't take out 150s. They should give 140s more range.
They're trying to bring out like
they're trying to make it balanced. They're trying to make it balanced, and in my opinion, that's making it balanced.
They want people to use more weapons, different weapons.
Yeah, you can. Just don't take away the fucking thing that like pros use and like everything. Now people are just gonna start using Ace of Spades and it's gonna be broken. Everything's gonna be so fucking broken. It's gonna be retarded. Like, yeah, let's get fucking retardation up in here. I don't care. You're fucking dumb if you think.
I mean, I used Ace of Spades when I first got it, and I loved it. So.
Yeah, but that's what I don't understand. So that means like, hey, they could just buff that. They could just buff 140s. They could add more 140s. Not take away the only 150s that we have in the game. We only have one right now. The only 150s that we have, the only two that we have in this game are purple, is a Dire Promise, Spirit Rations. Only 150s. And, Waking Vigil. That's the only one.
Including the exotics too.
Dude.
Like Thorn and Lumina.
But yeah, those are exotics.
That's crazy, dude. That's straight up crazy.
At least they nerfed
crazy, dude.
Auto rifles.
They should just nerf auto rifles in general and buff 140s and 110s. And well, now wait, 110s will be broken because
110s aren't 110s anymore. They're 120s.
Which is gonna be broken.
Then instead of having damage drop off at 25 like the 140s, they're gonna have damage drop off at 32.
Which is gonna be broken.
It's not gonna be broken.
Just because they buff everything or
they're
change, it's not gonna be buff.
Only things that some people use because hey, maybe.
But guess what? They're still gonna use it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Nah,
and then they're gonna use it because they like the gun. At this point,
yeah.
Because now all 150s and 140s are on its same playing field. 110s might actually see some use now because who in their right mind wanted to use a 110 unless they were doing some kind of build?
At least some people with snipers. I'm not that worried about that.
Oh my gosh! Just imagine Sturm and Drang now. Ooh,
goodness. Well, that's gonna be broken.
That thing's gonna be such a fast 2-tapper. Even the 1-taps now. Oh man. God damn. Unless they're bringing down the damage. If they're bringing down the damage, I guess that makes sense. But, like, if they're keeping the damage the same...
Wait, they're taking out Drang, though. Why?
No, they're not. They're making, like, a 3.0 version of Drang and a 3.0 version of Mida Multi-Tool. Or Mida Mini-Tool. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Practicing with 140s.
Hell yeah, man.
At least I have Asian Gospel.
I just don't think they should. I just don't think they should take out 150s. Like do something.
Look, it will work out, dude. It will.
No, it won't. Because
it'll work out. It'll work out.
Fucking way they feel because it takes so long for you to drag your.
I mean, Brian's kind of right. I am going to use different hand cannons too.
I won't.
You can find me somewhere in Neverland, so high I'll never